You hear it like a bell in the morning. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Let that sentence land in your chest, simple, radical, steady. Imagine standing at the edge of something ordinary and feeling it remade. The words are not a demand but an invitation to look at your life as if through a lens that reveals value where you might not have glanced before. They ask you to notice the small lights, warmth, breath, a hand held, and to allow those lights to add up until the vastness of lack softens. Hold this line, feel it calm you, and let it become the first breath of your day, a tiny spark that will guide the rest of this walk with us. Now breathe with me and step a little closer to what matters. You remember a time when you missed what was right in front of you, perhaps a child's laugh swallowed by hurry, a meal eaten without noticing, a night sky ignored because you were chasing something bigger. Gratitude asks you to become a mirror, not to magnify what you lack, but to reflect what returns to you when you pay attention. When you look at a worn jacket, a friend's voice, the steady light of a neighbor's porch, you give those things the dignity of being seen. That acknowledgement wakes them up. It gives them room to matter. This isn't settling, it is reclaiming your power to choose what shapes your heart. Let that reclaiming pull you deeper now. You might worry that pausing looks like giving up, but gratitude paired with pause is courageous. To stop and say thank you to a life that's imperfect takes strength. It takes choosing presence over the noise of what's missing. In that pause, you build resilience, not by denying hardship, but by balancing it with recognition of what sustains you. Imagine a tree that bends in wind because its roots remember the soil. Gratitude roots you. The pause allows your roots to deepen. So take the breath, feel the ground under your feet, and let this steadiness prepare you for the journey ahead. You know the feeling when a simple meal becomes a story of care. Maybe someone offered you bread when you were tired, or you found yourself making tea for a neighbor who needed company. These moments are small economies of grace. They do more than fill a stomach. They stitch you into a web of mutual care. When you say, "Thank you," you complete the loop and recognize your role in that web. Gratitude becomes currency that buys presence, not things. And every act, however small, tells your community that they matter. Keep this honest warmth with you as we move toward deeper meaning. There are rescues that don't arrive with sirens. A phone call when you thought you were alone, an apology that cleared a winter of your spirit, a steady friend who showed up without being asked. These quiet rescues remind you that enough is sometimes an act of reaching. Your gratitude becomes a language that names the rescue and honors the rescuer. Saying thanks is a tiny heroism. It recognizes the gift and returns dignity. Hold that recognition like a lantern and let it guide you into areas of your life that felt shadowed. Keep walking with that light now. Loss can feel like a house emptied overnight. Yet even in loss, you keep things, memories, lessons, a quieter sense of who you are. Gratitude doesn't erase grief. It sits beside it and finds threads of meaning. Maybe you remember laughter that still lights up the dark, or a skill that outlived the circumstance that taught it. These remnants are evidence that enough can be redefined. Sometimes it becomes depth instead of breadth. When you learn to gather what remains and name it, you transform absence into a kind of presence. Breathe with that and prepare for the lift ahead. You can train your attention like a muscle. Each day you practice gratitude, you strengthen the lens that finds joy. Start small. 3 things tonight that were good. Say them out loud, write them down, share them with someone. This training changes the architecture of your days. You begin to notice openings, the soft smile of a stranger, the rhythm of your own breath, an unexpected message. Over time, those openings accumulate and become a landscape you can live in. Feel the energy of possibility rising within you and follow it a step further. Consider how radical it is to call enough into being. Instead of measuring by a ladder you do not own, you start measuring by a circle you belong to. Gratitude reframes scarcity as a question of perspective, not an absolute. It's not about settling, it's about reorienting your compass. When you decide enough is here, you free up energy for creativity, generosity, and presence. You stop pouring your life into chasing a shape and start filling the shape you're already in with meaning. Let that freedom blossom inside you now. When you practice gratitude openly, it becomes contagious. Your words ripple into the lives around you. People notice your steadiness, your appreciation, and they begin to mirror it. Community forms not by perfection, but by shared recognition of simple gifts. Imagine a room where people speak aloud what they're grateful for. Feel the warmth as stories fill the air and a new culture takes root. You are part of this culture already. Your gratitude is a small current that joins others to create a river of support and flourishing. Lean into that current as we prepare for the peak of our journey. You don't need a grand ceremony to make gratitude stick. Choose a small ritual, a morning sentence you say to yourself, a nightly list, or a shared phrase with someone you care about. Rituals anchor intention into action. They transform gratitude from an idea into a living practice that reshapes your days. When life gets loud, your ritual is a steady point you return to. It signals to your nervous system that you are safe enough to notice good. Begin with one tiny habit and let it hold you as you step into what comes next. Your gratitude becomes powerful when it turns outward. Giving back doesn't require grand sacrifice. It can be a kind word, an hour for a friend, or volunteering a skill. Each return amplifies the sense that enough is not only for you, it is something you help make for others. In giving, you reinforce the cycle and invite abundance to multiply. See your resources, time, attention, warmth as seeds. Plant them. Watch how they bloom in places you could not have predicted. Keep that generous momentum with you as we arrive at the final invitation. You have walked with this quote from spark to practice. Gratitude turns what we have into enough is not a slogan. It is a daily choice that reshapes your interior world and the communities you touch. The life lesson is clear. When you notice, name, and share the good, you rewire scarcity into sufficiency and build a culture that nourishes everyone. Now, bring this into your life. Start tonight with 3 things you're grateful for. Speak them aloud or write them down and invite someone else to do the same. If this video moved you, join our community. Subscribe for more gentle, cinematic reflections. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a comment below with what enough looks like for you. Together, we turn what we have into enough, one grateful choice at a time.